Welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be doing a huge unboxing from Archer and Olive. I have about $350 worth of stuff in here that I got from their Black Friday sale, and even though I don't think I'm gonna be needing every single item that I got, I wanted to get a couple of extra stuff while it was on sale in case I wanted to do a potential giveaway or even just gift it to a couple of people. I know that Archer and Olive has been such an amazing brand. I got my very first high-end bullet journal from them and I've been absolutely in love. And just a quick disclaimer, this is not sponsored by Archer and Olive. I bought everything with my own money, but I do have a referral link for you guys, so if ever you do see something that you like and you want to buy something for yourself, you could use the link down below to get 10% off your next purchase. One of my favorite things about Archer and Olive is that all of their products always come in such a beautiful packaging. So one of the first things that I got was this A5 bullet journal notebook. This one was called the Night Sky Notebook, so it has this beautiful navy blue cover page with some golden constellations on it. The notebook that I got has 192 white dot grid pages. And honestly, this bullet journal looks so much better in person, so let's unwrap this box and just show you how beautiful it is. So after I struggled into unwrapping the box and wiggling the cover out of it, you can see that the packaging is so compact and beautiful, and look at this cover page. Honestly, I kind of feel like the pictures online really doesn't do it justice, because when I was just browsing around the site, I didn't think I was gonna like this bullet journal so much, but oh my gosh, am I in love. I love how vibrant the blue is. It's just such a rich shade of navy blue, and it really just makes the gold constellation details pop out even more. And I find that's the thing with Archer and Olive journals. I feel like I get excited for my purchase, but then I fall in love so much deeper with the bullet journal once I have it in person, because it always just looks so much more beautiful in person. So as you can see, this is pretty standard to Archer and Olive's bullet journal notebooks, but this notebook comes with an elastic band to really keep your notebook closed together. It also has a cute little pen loop at the side of your bullet journal. It has a beautiful hardcover, and the first page has a little section for you to put your name and contact details if you want to. And then you can see that their pages are so beautifully crisp and white. I absolutely love how bright and white it is. I find that it makes all of your colors that you use in this bullet journal just pop really nicely. And then of course you have the beautiful dot grid just all along the page. Another great thing about the Archer and Olive bullet journal notebooks is that when you open them, it lays absolutely flat. As you can see, it's because of how the book was sewn together, but every page just lays out so nicely and flat. It also comes with two beautiful ribbon bookmarks, and another really convenient thing about their bullet journal notebooks is that at the end of their notebook, they have a little pocket for you to store some things. So if you have some little extra stickers or even some stencils that you want to keep in hand, then you can definitely just put it in this little pocket as well. So because the Black Friday sale from Archer and Olive was just so amazing, I actually ended up getting two of the same exact bullet journal, and I'm not gonna open the other bullet journal just yet because I'm kind of saving it for maybe next year or even a potential giveaway or even a potential gift to a friend. One of my friends also ordered the same bullet journal, but she actually got the blackout pages. Now I'm not gonna open this box right here because this is actually not my bullet journal, but make sure you stick around because I'm gonna show you exactly how the blackout pages from Archer and Olive compare to their white pages, and oh my god, was I surprised. At first, I was really nervous about buying this bullet journal because typically I just go with something super simple and just buy a plain black bullet journal. I've never really bought anything with a colored cover page before, but oh my god, I have absolutely no regrets. Oh my god, when I first unboxed this, I was so happy and so excited because the color honestly couldn't have been so much better in person, and that's why I feel like the online pictures really don't do the bullet journal justice because the color is so beautiful in person. And the reason why I usually go with a plain black bullet journal cover is that I always feel like I'm scared to choose a color and then get bored of it, but oh my god, these colors are just so beautiful that I don't think I can ever get tired of looking at this cover. I've never been such a big fan of blue before, and so that's why I was a bit hesitant, but oh my god, it's absolutely so beautiful. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on the features because like the other bullet journal, it has all of the same features. It has the same elastic band cover, 2 ribbon bookmarks, a pen loop, the little pocket in the back, and of course it has the high quality 160 GSM crisp white dot grid paper. And ever since I've been using an Archer and Olive bullet journal, I've never had a single issue with ghosting or bleeding whatsoever. Even if I use all the colors and all the paints that I want, when I flip the other page, there's absolutely nothing. It feels like a fresh, brand new page every single time. Another thing that I love about Archer and Olive is that their gold details are so elegant. I absolutely love how shiny they look, and I love how it reflects the light each time. And whenever you look at it in person, it just gives you that magical feeling of holding your bullet journal, and it just makes it feel that much more special. This next product from Archer and Olive is actually my most favorite one that I got, and I'm actually surprised that not a lot of people talk about it, and it's actually their notepads. So I got the Neopolitan one, which is really great because it has some white paper, craft paper, and some blackout paper, and I'm really surprised that not a lot of people talk about it because I've had my eye on this notepad for a really long time and it's always sold out, but at the same time I feel like I never hear anyone talk about it, but I feel like it's such an amazing product, and I'm so happy that I can finally get my hands on these. One of my favorite things about the notepads is that every page is perforated, which means that it's really easy for you to rip out all of the pages. So this is really great if you want to use something that has a dot grid paper, but you don't necessarily want to rip out a page from your bullet journal. It's also really great if you want to just test out a page before you put it onto your bullet journal. Some other ways that you can use these notepads is for something like a recipe. So let's say you want to have something where you can write in a dot grid paper and you want to just rip it out and bring it to you to the kitchen, or you can even use it as like a grocery list that you bring to the grocery store. And there's just so many ways that you could use these notepads, and what I really love is that you still get the same high quality paper as if you were using your bullet journal. It's still that same 160 GSM thickness paper, so you won't get any bleeding. And in a little bit I'll also show you another really creative way that you can use this notepad that I'm sure is going to be really helpful for you creative bullet journalists. And even though I don't see any differences in this texture or smoothness between the different colored pages, something that I do want to point out to you guys is that all of these different colors have different dot colors as well. So with the white and the craft paper, you get this dark kind of black dot grid on it. However, when it comes to the blackout paper, you'll notice that the dot grid is kind of more of a grayish, almost white color, so that it still remains visible to you. So I'm absolutely obsessed with these notepads, and I'm so happy that I can finally get my hands on them. I just feel that they're so versatile and I can think of so many different ways that I could use them. So I'm super excited to also experiment with the craft paper and blackout paper as well. And I'm super happy that they were in stock, so I actually ended up getting 2 of them because I definitely knew these notepads are something that I'll never get bored of. So I also ended up getting 5 packs of the Acrylograph pens. I got this in the size 0.7mm tip, which is their smaller size. And before you think I'm crazy, just hear me out for a bit. So because I live in Canada, the shipping is actually quite expensive from Archer and Olive. So what I did is that I actually loaded up my cart until I was eligible to get the free shipping to Canada. I don't know, I kind of have this thing that even though I love online shopping, I absolutely hate paying for shipping. I just feel like I will do anything I can to avoid paying for shipping, and that's exactly what happened here. So all of the Acrylograph pen sets are packaged in the same exact way. On the front cover, you'll see a picture of the set that you have along with the picture of all of the colored pens. When you open this cover, I found it so genius, but they also included a blending palette as part of the packaging. And what I really love is that they also use the other covers as instructions on ways to use the pen and also some tips on how to use these pens for blending as well. And I thought this was really great because at first I was really hesitant on buying these pens because I've never worked with paint pens before. I ended up getting it because I spoke to a couple of you on Instagram and you guys have really convinced me about how great these pens were and how easy to use they are. And I'm really glad that they added the extra instructions as well because I'm a beginner as well and I feel like these tips would be really helpful. All of the Acrylograph sets also comes with 2 replacement nibs for your pens. It also comes with 1 clear blending pen and also 1 white pen. And each set also comes with 8 unique colors. And don't worry because I'm gonna show you a really thorough pen test of all of the colors on white paper, craft paper, and blackout paper as well. So now let's actually get started with our Acrylograph pen test. The first thing that I'm gonna do is test out all of the colors on the typical white grid paper. Now the first activation with the Acrylograph pen takes the longest, but I actually didn't expect it to take this much time. So to activate the pen, the thing that you need to do is just shake the pen a lot and then press the pen a couple of times on the blending pad. And you'll see that when I open the pen for the first time, the tip is still completely colorless, but when I start to shake the pen and press it a couple of times on the blending pad, you'll see that the paint starts to come all the way down to the tip, and that's when you know they're pretty much ready to be used. And once it's activated properly, the paint flows out of the pen so smoothly. And once you're done with the pen, if you have any excess paint kind of around the tip or around your pen, they say that you can also wipe it on a rag. Because I don't have a rag, I kind of just wiped it on a tissue paper. I hope this isn't bad for the pen or anything, but as you can see, when I was shaking the pen a lot, sometimes I get a little bit of excess paint around the pen. And so just because I really want to maintain my pen to be super clean, I want to wipe off the pen right away. And I also like to wipe it off the blending pad as well, even though I know that this blending pad is meant to be for blending and it's meant to be messy. I really like to keep the original packaging of anything I keep to be in perfect shape. I don't know, especially whenever I buy something that is special to me, I just really like to keep the original packaging intact, and so that's why you see me always wiping the blending pad, especially before the paint starts to dry on the blending pad. After getting tired of shaking just the first 2 pens, I had the brilliant idea to start shaking 3 pens at a time. You can't tell in this video because I cut out the extra footage and sped it up a little bit, but just getting through the first collection, I think took me an hour to activate all of the pens. And just a few tips for you if you are activating your pens for the first time. I find that alternating between shaking the pen and pressing it on the blending pad was definitely the fastest way to activate the pen. I find that if I was just shaking the pen or just pressing it on the notepad, I felt that it just took so much more time. So I feel like having a mixture of shaking the pen and then pressing it a couple of times and then shaking the pen again, pressing it down, and just kind of going back and forth between the 2 methods, I find that that was definitely by far the fastest way to activate the pen. But don't worry, you only have to go through this painful activation process the first time. Any subsequent activations is gonna take less time. So the second time that I was using the pens, a couple of shakes was enough to get the paint flowing freely and smoothly again. Another really great thing about the Archer and Olive Acrylograph pens is that they're really good for layering. I took the white pen to correct the smudge of the yellow, and as you could see, there's absolutely no trace of the yellow whatsoever. You do see a little bit of difference between the white of the paper and the white of the paint pen itself, but when it comes to just purely layering the color, the paint pens are so opaque and you don't see any color that was underneath it at all. And now that we activated all of the Archer and Olive Acrylograph pens in the primary set, I'm gonna move forward and activate all of the pens in the tropical collection and then all of the other collections as well. So this is how the Archer and Olive Acrylograph pens look like on the white dot grid paper. As you can see, all of the colors are so beautifully opaque. They're also really nice and vibrant. I also tested a couple of different pens on top of the white acrylograph pen, and once the paint had dried, I had absolutely no issues writing over it with a regular pen or even my other pens as well. As you can see here, they're also really good at layering. The only thing I noticed is that the black pen is the only one that has a little bit of shine and reflects a little bit of the light. I find that all the other colors I have so far are very matte and doesn't reflect a lot of light. What's convenient about using the notepad is that now that I'm done my pen test, I can easily just rip off the page that I need, and I just wanted to show you the back to show you that there's absolutely no bleeding or ghosting whatsoever. And then I'm also gonna rip out one page of the craft paper and one page of the blackout paper so I can show you exactly how the acrylograph pens look like on top of these two pages as well. So this is how the Archer and Olive Acrylograph pens look like on the craft paper. Personally, I felt like there was a couple of colors from the different sets that look really similar to each other, and there was a couple of colors that I was kind of disappointed because I felt that they look a little bit too muted on the craft paper for my liking, especially the Jewel and the Cool Fall collection. These were actually my favorite collections, but I'm just not a fan on how they look on the craft paper. But I still love how opaque all of the pens look, and as you could see, it's still really good at layering on the craft paper as well. And whenever I color a big area of the paper, I really love how it hides a lot of the dots of the dot grid paper. I just find that it makes your artwork pop so much more and it just looks so beautiful. And this is how the Archer and Olive Acrylograph pens look like on the blackout pages. I absolutely love how much the colors pop against each other, especially the primary and tropical. I just feel like they look so beautiful. I also tested a couple of different white pens on the black paper, and you can't really see it on the camera, but the jelly roll I find was the worst. I find that it was really hard to get a clean, smooth coat with the jelly roll pen. One thing that I do notice with the blackout pen is that it felt like whenever I'm coloring a big area, it wasn't enough to get an opaque finish whenever I'm just going at it with the first coat. It really felt like I needed to go over the area with the second coat to really get that nice opaque finish. I don't know if it was maybe an issue of activation, but I really did feel like getting two coats on the blackout paper gave the best results. So as you can see, one of the other convenient ways of using the Archer and Olive notepad is to be able to use all the different types of papers and use that as a pen test that you can keep in your bullet journal. So something that I like to do is also just trim a little bit of the edges, and this is just so that it can fit in the little pocket in the back of my bullet journal. So now you'll always have a convenient way to look at all of your pen colors, and once you're done with your current bullet journal, you can simply take these papers and bring it with you on your next bullet journal notebook as well. If you're watching this and you're thinking, wow, do I really need all those for bullet journaling? The truth is, you really don't. And to prove that to you, I have already created a theme where I only use one colored pen. It's actually my December bullet journal setup video, and I hope to see you there.